Hi friends, welcome to my channel JB's Crochet, and I'm Amber. As you can tell, I'm wearing the same shirt that I was in another video. Well, I wear a lot of my shirts over and over again, as we all do. But I just had to say something. I thought today that I would do I don't know, see how far I could get with chatting and crocheting at the same time. So, I have the gift of gab, as does Juan, but I have to have something to be able to talk about. So I gotta get these subjects in mind on what to talk about. So I hope I can entertain you guys. So right now, let me grab my project. Oof, I'm gonna pull it through. It's underneath my tripod here, so I don't want to like pull the tripod and make you guys go flying. I will need to add on more white because I am working on my peephole chevron. I haven't really gotten very far since maybe the last time anyone has seen this because I don't know, I've been doing other items. So I got some money finished, and I got some cotton items finished for my Christmas extravaganza ideas. And today is, we're just kind of hanging around at home. It's just going to be a Saturday where we really just don't do much. My husband is on shift, so he is working. So the rest of us are being bums at home. So I just thought I would pop on here and get some recordings done so I can get kind of caught up and take a day, take a day or two here and there, because it's nice when I can get a week ahead, because then I have, a week at least to work on getting videos and keep myself ahead. But somehow, I don't know how I did this, but I've gotten to where I'm recording on the day that I need to get recordings out. So, and I will be honest, I'm starting to struggle on what kind of content to put out. I can't do a whole lot more yarn hauls. I'm going to be, I have to be more diligent about practicing some restraint and not going to Joann's just to get yarn, just because, like I went and bought myself, I went and bought myself some of the new yarn that came out so I can make a bunny for my sister. And I found myself grabbing more yarn and more yarn. And I literally had 2 skeins of the Red Heart, what is it called? The Bitty Stripes. There was 2 that I could find in the Joann's that I was at. And I had them, and then I had like 4 to 6 skeins of these 2 or 3 different colors, and I was like, this is gonna cost a lot, which we can afford. It's just I have to stop doing it more than once a week, or once a week. Yeah, more than once a week, because it was the almost everyday thing that my husband was getting a little bit perturbed about. Being able to sustain $20 to $50 trips every day, right? I don't know. Just, anywho, there's my anywho. I apologize for that. But I put the Bitty Stripes back. I put them down. And I dwindled down to 4 skeins of the neon lights and 4 skeins of the mermaid. Oh, it's the new mermaid one. Oof. Juan enabled me on this one, the Mystic Mermaid. So I showed this on a live because I did a live right after I bought this. And then I bought 2 more of the yellow ones. I don't know what it's called, for my son's blanket that I'm making. So I had 3 of the yellow ones for my son's blanket because I was like, well, I want to make this blanket big. But something in me said I should just do 2 for now, and I can always come back. They finally restocked this color. and I'd been struggling to get this color from that particular store, that I went to a store that's a lot further away and got like 6 from them because, you know, I wanted to make sure I had enough. So, all right, I have been pulling from the outside and inside of a cake for this white, so I'm actually to the point where I need to add more yarn on. However, I didn't plan this out very well to do this talk and crochet at the same time. So I'm going to actually reach behind me and find my other white one and blue so I can get my blue and white caked up where's it at? So I can keep going with this peephole chevron. I just gotta find it, but I have my my cardigan hanging up here because I just kind of thought it would be neat to have it in the background, although you can't really see much of it. Where did I put them? I think this is my white. This is a blue. No, that's not it. It's that one. Uh-oh. Where's my red? I know I have another red. Oh, wait. I've already pulled the red out. That's right. I've already caked it up. So I gotta cake these up, but I'm not gonna cake this one up until I get closer to the end of the white or the other blue, because it's already gonna cake. And what I'm doing is, well, I could re-cake it and then, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, okay. I thought for a second there I wasn't recording. I didn't see my time. It's like, oh, I've been doing this for like 10 minutes and not recording. No, I haven't. And of course, I'm not going to edit any of this out, so you guys are going to get the full, this is how it rolls when I record. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to scoot my tripod back a little bit so I have enough room to put my, my ball winder in front, and I can wind while I'm talking. So we'll have some fun that way. Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna scoot it back a little bit. Oh, my husband just texted me, so I may have to end this live a little, or not live, good grief. All right, I don't know how to check the message without ruining my recording. Actually, you know what? I'll just pause it and I'll just start a new one and come back, and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, I'm back. Check the text message. Husband needed his wallet that he left at home, so I had to run that to him. Then I went and got lunch for my kiddos, and I tried to ate some fries. I took like 3 bites out of my sandwich, and I just couldn't eat anymore. I don't know why. I just got a kind of feel when I started eating my sandwich. Not in a sick kind of way, but just, I was like, meh, I'm not feeling it. So, I got my ball winder here. That's what this is here. You really can't see the whole thing. And I don't really want to scoot my tripod too much further back, because then the mic gets further away from me, and then I have to adjust the volume and all that. So, I've got my I got my ball winder here. I need to go ahead and cake up my, I don't remember what I was talking about either. That's the only downfall to being an hour later. Completely forgot what I was doing. And then I forgot I gotta give my kids extra time on their, let's see if I have the, I told them after they ate lunch they could have it, but oh good, it's on here. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna do this real quick, real time, y'all. This, I told you, you're gonna get all the fun stuff. All right, so where do I go? Console settings. It's a little different on here from my phone. Like everything's in a different place. All right, we're gonna go 2 hours. Updating. Updating. Connect the console there. Well, when he gets on it, it'll connect. It'll fix itself. All right. Playtime. 2 hours. Every time I say like 2 hours or anything like that, I hear myself. I don't watch SpongeBob, but I hear people use this all the time, like 2 hours later. Oh, I say that to myself every time. It's so funny. Oh, come on. It should be. Why did it do the other person's but not? Oh well. When he gets his Nintendo, it'll hopefully connect to the internet and then update his time, because it says 2 hours on there. So anywho, I'm gonna start winding up this cake. Although the first little bit of this yarn is like, if you know, you know, when you first start a skein, it comes out smoothly as long as I'm pulling on it with my hand. But when you try to do ball winding or the cake winding like this, it doesn't want to play as happy. It pulls it tighter. So I got to do this for a few minutes when I first get started to get quite a bit out of there. And then I can keep going without stopping. I hate stopping though, because it messes with the tension on that first little bit on the inside of the cake. So what was I talking about before I got interrupted by my husband's text message? I know I was talking about, like, I put a post out on the community page today, at the time of this recording. Like, I need ideas. I'm not necessarily running out of ideas, because I will keep showing like my makes and you know, my ideas and, you know, my finished objects, whatever. I guess that's my makes. My works in progress. The month of August, my goal right now is to start working on my mom's dog blanket again and get it done by her birthday. I think I've already mentioned this before. I hear footsteps, so I might have a kid coming to interrupt again. Her birthday is at the end of September, like a week before, towards the end of the month. It's, you know, the latter half of the month. And so I have the 3 weeks in September, and then the whole month of August, so the 4 or 5 weeks, however many it ends up with the dates and all that. 31 days, and then another. So I have about 54 days to work on it. And if I work on it diligently, fingers crossed, I'm hoping I can finish it. But it's a single crochet blanket with bobbles. Okay, I got interrupted, of course, but I also am still working on I had quite a knot come out of the ball and out the inside of the skein here. It's not very tight, so I might have to crank down a little bit. If any of you do this for a lot of yarn, how do you keep from it like burning your, I mean, it doesn't burn, but like you're causing friction, you know, and after some time it can get a little warm, not hot, but it just, you know, you can burn skin without, I mean, I'm probably rubbing the crap out of skin off of me, but I'm not like, it's, you know, not hot, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. If you know, you know. How about that? And yes, we got McDonald's for lunch. And yes, I know they're very greasy hamburgers, but, and maybe that's what it was, is the greasiness of that hamburger just kind of I don't know. I ate some of my fries and just went, man, I'm good. I had like 2 or 3 bites out of my sandwich. I'm just not hungry. I don't know. I don't know. I ate a little too early, maybe. So, anywho, whew, what a morning. All this to, you know, continue crocheting on a blanket that I started in, like, my first video before my text message interruption. And then, oh my goodness, I still have to go to the post office and take K&K Crochet's box of hats that I've put together, and I plan on doing more. So, then I need to take a secret squirrel project that I'm working on with Juan the Yarn Addicts channel as a member. Oh, there goes. See, I told you that as soon as he picked up his Nintendo and turned it on, it would connect to the internet and it would save his settings, because it just popped up saying, control settings have been saved. So, yeah, I've got 3 things. 1, 2, 3. 3 things to take to the post office. 2 things that I have to take to the UPS store to return to Amazon. The microphone that I got, y'all, I tried using it for a live the other night on Tuesday, and it worked great, but it wasn't that it was plugged into my phone and causing it to get hot, which anything plugged into my phone causes it to get hot while it's apparently using the video, you know, going live, which is fine, whatever. I can work around that. But I was listening back to the live and I was noticing some clicking sounds. I mean, and unless it's your video, you won't really notice it, because somebody could have noticed it and just didn't say anything, because it wasn't really like loud and consistent and like really noticeable, if that makes sense. So my kid got the door shut but not latched. Like, he closed it, like just laid it, you know how you just kind of, it's not latched, like it's not pulled all the way shut, but the door's like almost closed. It's 99% there, almost 100%. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, so the microphone. I was just noticing a friend of mine has had issues with a mic and it got really bad. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to run into that issue. I'm just going to stick to my phone's microphone. And honestly, I didn't have any issues with people hearing me on my webcam when I did the West Coast Wednesday live that I did on Wednesday. So I'm just going to leave well enough alone. I don't know why I tucked that in, because I need it. Y'all, this ball winder, like, seriously amazes me. Like, that is a ginormous cake. And like I said, I don't know why I tucked this in, because I basically take it and I just kind of like tuck it back in there and it holds it, right? Well, I'm using both ends, so I didn't need to do that. It's just habit, because I'm used to doing it. And honestly, I don't save this because this is a color that I don't foresee them getting rid of, and it's ivory. That was the color. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I said, did I say ivory or did I call it cream? I might have called it cream. I don't know if I said ivory, but there's no pattern whatsoever on this, and honestly, I don't need. If the dye lot's off, the dye lot's off. If I go to get another one, it's fine. Because, honestly, it's ivory. I know they could probably mess it up a little bit, but it's not going to be so noticeable that I'm going to care, really. Because the stripes of white are spread out enough between the colors that it won't be as noticeable, if that makes sense. Like, if it was like all one color, you'd be able to tell if the dye lot was off, because it's a solid color, blanket or something. But because I'm doing color stripes and they're zigzags, you're not gonna see it as, you know what I mean, like, it won't be as noticeable, if at all. So yes, I literally just tossed it over there because I'll pick it up and throw it away later. I don't have a trash can in here. That is one thing I would like to do. Maybe, I don't know, maybe sometime this fall I'll make a bin, like a basket, you know? One of those sturdy totes, not sturdy totes, but like a round basket bin type thing that I can put like a Walmart grocery bag sack, you know, the plastic sacks inside it. Or even trash bags, you know, that fit it. I could put it inside there, and then I can have it sitting here on my floor next to me, and I can throw trash away. So I think that would be kind of neat, having a homemade one. I just gotta do it. All right. I keep wanting to set this down so I can move my ball winder out of my way, and I'm like, don't know where to put it. So we'll just, hopefully it doesn't get knocked over where I just set it, because the path that I need to take to get this ball winder out of here, it's kind of in that path, but down low. So they're off playing their Nintendos for 2 hours, which I won't be doing a video for 2 hours, but it gives, ouch, it like pinched me right here. It gives me enough time to do what I want to do. All right, so sorry for the shake. Okay. All right, then I gotta move my bag. So I have this 31 bag. This is one of my mini bag projects. I said that backwards. One of my mini project bags. I got this one free for making a certain amount purchase back in like in the spring, winter time frame, sometime in the early part of this year. They had a little promo that if you spend a certain amount, you got this tote for free. I was $1 away. So I was like, what can I put in here to get this free tote? I put a catalog. I didn't need it. I didn't plan on buying much more for a while. And so I was like, what is the cheapest thing I could possibly put in my cart that either I don't necessarily like care if I like give it to a kid or whatever, or donate it or something, or even if I could find something useful, I would throw it in there. But I didn't want to go much more over the price that I needed to get this bag. So I found the cheapest thing I possibly could, which was a catalog, and it was only a few dollars. So I was like, I had it for a while, but then I tossed it because I was like, I don't really need it. So I did. But anyway, this is a 31 utility tote bag thing that has pockets around the outside, and then these two mesh ones on the side ends. And then it's got some great handles, and it's a zip top. Y'all, I used to sell for 31 way back when my daughter was a baby. And they made these without these zip tops, and I loved them. And they went and changed them to these zip tops. So they were their, oh, what did they call them? They're organizing utility totes or something like that. And they changed it to the Zouts. They went from outs to Zouts because they were zip top utility totes, organizing utility totes. Which, I mean, the zipper is nice, don't get me wrong. But I really wish they would have given you the option. And, you know, yes, have a few patterns in the zip top and have a few patterns in the non-zip top. And I wish they would have kept that option as an option. Because just the way the zip top's made at this end, it limits you on this one end on putting stuff in here for the most part. I mean, kind of. Depends on what it is. In project bags like this, it's great. Because you have the open ends on either, like, let me show you. Let me zip it up and show you. So when you zip it up, you still have the holes at either end. So like if you wanted to, you could zip it up and still work from the yarn through the ends here. But I rarely use the zip top. But I think I used it once when I went to the hospital to visit my sister and to keep things in it contained while I went from the car to the room. But anyway, enough about this bag. Let's get back to crocheting. Because this video is going to turn into 40 minutes of me jibber-jabbering and not actually crocheting and jibber-jabbering. So, but first, I have to get myself arranged here. So you're gonna, like I said, I give you the whole show here. So I'm gonna get this back on my lap, but I need to hold this up first. Okay. So then what I'm gonna do is I need to pull this up a little bit so I can put my hook down for a second. And then instead of just tying this in a knot with like a, you know, just tying the two strands together with my new cake, I'm going to actually magic knot both. I'm going to cut this one so it becomes two strands. This is my process. There may be other processes out there, but this is how I'm going to do it. So I was just making sure it was even because I had pulled a strand in the other end. So I'm going to, and really it doesn't need to be even because the knots can be just slightly off, and it, you know, it's still going to be double stranded. So then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take one of the strands from my work that I'm working on. I'm going to go ahead and take the middle one from the cake. So I got the middle coming from the middle here. And I'm going to magic knot these. Like, there are videos out there, so I'm not going to try and show you this because it's awkward doing it up here in the air, so I'm going to do it here on my lap. But if you know the magic knot, you know what I'm doing. I don't know. I feel like I trust it, but at the same time, I have trust issues. So like, I mean, I should just go back to knotting things how I did back in the past, because my daughter's blanket that I made her, well, originally made for another kid, but it ended up ultimately, you know, in some way, God designed me to make that blanket for her. So yes, it may have initially been intended for somebody else in my mind, but God knew. He said, nope, you're going to ultimately make this for your daughter one day, the daughter that you'll have one day. So she, in that blanket, whoo, it's over 13 years old and it is still going strong. All right, so I'm going to take the other strand from my work and I'm going to actually pull this back out from the outside. So now I have it coming from the outside, and I'm going to magic knot these two ends together after I drop it. So yeah, don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah, my knots, my daughter's blanket. Yeah, that blanket, I get it. I don't know how honestly, I don't even remember how I knotted it because it's been so long since I made it. But anyway, I don't remember where I was going before I said the knots. Magic knot, magic knot. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So, I mean, you guys have heard me say in not all of my videos, but in, you know, like this one, for instance, and other ones, I believe in Jesus as my Savior, and that he died on the cross for me and for the world, and that I'm like daily grateful for him. Like I tell him every night in my prayer with my children that I'm grateful for whatever, you know, I'll think of things from that day and say, you know what, like last night I said thank you for the rain that we got, and we look forward to more rain if that's your will. You know, if you want to provide us with more rain, we will be grateful, you know. And I just want y'all to know, like, I don't have to verbally say it on here. I am always thankful for him, like, and I'm always thanking him as much as I can remember to. So if you don't hear me mention that, it's because I just don't feel the need to share it all the time in all of my videos. And yeah, so anywho, there's another anywho. I am putting the cake, the white cake, in my bag. Squished my blue one because it's, you know, the cake is big now, so the blue one's getting squished. And sorry for the camera shake. My bag is literally sitting right below my tripod. Okay, let's see. 21 minutes into this video, this segment of the video. And we're ready to be off again. At least crocheting. I get my hook again. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that yes, I may not mention God in all my videos and my thankful, my thankful Thursdays, but he is always 100% on my mind, and I'm always thanking him inside. So I don't feel like I need to do that verbally out to the world. I mean, if you know me, you know I am. So, I think I'm gonna just get to the end of this row. Maybe, yeah, well, it's the end of my white anyway, so this whole video is gonna be a partial white row and just randomness today, so. Hey, some of y'all like that, so I appreciate it. Now I'm getting quiet because I'm trying to think, what could I talk about next? Like I was telling another friend of mine, I gotta have a subject to talk about to really be able to talk. So, I mean, I got to a point this week where I somehow got behind on recording. I think part of that is just because of the events that happened with my sister this week. I don't know. But usually my goal is to get up in the morning and record before my kids get up. But here lately, I have just been struggling to get up out of bed. Just, I don't know, being lazy, I don't know. And I know people are saying it's okay, but we homeschool, so like, let's see, Monday, Thursday, and Friday, so 3 days out of this whole week, we should have been able to get 3 days of school done. We got 2. Because Monday was our first day officially back after having like all of June and up until Monday off in July. So what was Monday? I don't even know. This is the 15th, I think. Yeah, 15th. So half of July and all of June, we didn't do any school. And it's just because of life happening, not because we took a summer break. We don't really take summer breaks. We just keep schooling, and then like say, like Wednesday, my friend texted me and said, hey, what are you doing today? And I said, my plan was to crochet or something like that, because my daughter was off at an amusement park with our youth group from church, and she's like, you want to go to the park? There's a park here that my kid likes, and I was like, sure, what time? So, we picked up and went, but my daughter wasn't around anyway, so that was a day off. That was a day off for everybody because, well, if one kid is off doing an activity for the day, then it's only fair that the other 2 get off, right? I mean, technically I could have made the other 2 do school, but like, it's just like, we homeschool. We get the freedom to do that. So we do get our school done though. We do. And once we get into a real routine again, thank God, I am so looking forward to August, because not having a routine in the summer, just being like we have been, has part of been my, and see, I can't even talk right now. I think the not having a set routine has been part of my issue on top of everything. Like, I think I get overwhelmed with not having the routine, even for me. Yes, it's great for kids, but I think even as adults, we need the routine too. It's just something about it, that having that routine, I guess it helps you to feel like, and I'm sorry if you guys get bumped, like shake, because my foot is literally right next to the tripod because I have my legs crossed because it's comfortable. But I really feel like the routine helps us it's predictable, you know what's coming. And so it's less stressful, if that makes sense. I mean, I think it does. So like, there's just something about that routine that we have when I call the public school year going, when it's going up and going, because like all our activities revolve around the public school system. Like everything. Like, I really wish that our AHG troops could do a year round. Like, why can't we do year round? What stops us from doing the stuff during the summer other than people being busy? I mean, I feel like we could still do meetings, but yes, there may be less attendance because people are off doing vacations and stuff, which, so what? You know, like, keep that routine for those of us that are still here and not on vacation. Just, I don't know, I think that's just me being selfish. I don't know, but yeah, so like, I don't know, and I'm just getting burnt out on a certain activity that we do. But my daughter wants to continue doing it, and it's not dance, thankfully. I'm okay with dance. I go and I sit in my car, or I meet up with a friend and crochet with her, which we haven't done yet. I say I meet up with her, but I have yet to do that. Only because both of us keep, we're just busy. So it's probably going to be August, September before we see each other again. But that's okay. You've got good friends when you can go many months or longer without seeing each other and still be your ride or dies. I have two of the best friends in the world, and I feel so bad. They both moved on me. They both moved out of my city. One of them moved an hour and a half away, and I struggle to get down there and see her because, yes, it's only an hour and a half, but it's an hour and a half of driving both ways. So it's 3 hours of driving on top of spending time there. So for me, in my mind, I feel like for those 3 hours to be worth going somewhere, I need to make sure I'm there a good portion of the day. So it's not exactly like a half a day trip type of thing. It's a full day thing. And then the other friend moved 45 minutes away. 35 to 45 minutes, somewhere in there. I almost missed a stitch. This chevron stitch is actually really easy, but I found I was on the first row of the white earlier today, and I was looking down at these red ones, and I'm looking at it going, there's not enough stitches there. And I was looking, I'm like, there's only 4 there on the first row, the last row of the red. And then I looked at the one below it to see if I, and lo and behold, I only had 4 there too. And I went, ugh. I had to rip out all the white the one row of white that I finished. And then I had to undo the knot. I do a loose knot for right now. And then I'm going to go through and tighten these down. But I'm going to add fringe, I think, to the side of my blanket. Because I kind of like it. I don't know, there's just something about it that adds to the character of the blanket, having just a little bit that's there. So I feel like some actual fringe would look pretty neat. So I ripped out the white row, and then I ripped out the first white row of red and was like, ooh, I don't have to rip out the second row of the red. I just had to rip out to right here, this little bit, and make sure to add in that extra stitch that I'd missed. And then now I'm back to all on the same day. I'm on my last row of white. That's how quick it works up, doing 2 strands of the same color together. And then using a 9mm crochet hook. So yeah, my friend that moved 45 minutes away, and she's busy. Even when she lived 15 minutes away from me, we barely saw each other once a week, like at church. And even then, things would come up where she couldn't make it, or we were gone or something. So we went like almost a month or so without seeing her because, for me seeing her because she was, sick, or her kid was sick, or, they had stuff to do around their house because they were getting ready to move. And So yeah, it was, it's been a crazy year, but it's been fun. I don't know why this YouTube thing has kept me busy. Like, I like it. I like to be busy though, and I'm trying to balance out my YouTube and my behind the scenes life. So yes, I have a life behind the scenes. As you all know, we all do. And yes, I know YouTube comes second after family and my life out here, but I also find you all important, and so I want to make sure I'm putting out stuff for you guys to listen to or watch or whatever. So but I don't know, I just, for some reason, I think this week just threw me for a loop. You know, it just there's a word that's in my head right now that I'd love to say, but it's kind of not a nice word to say. It mind blank me. Like, I think it just, I don't know. Life has been put into perspective, I guess, a little bit with what might happen with my sister. So, she's definitely struggling with some mental health. And I just want y'all to know that if you are struggling with mental health, that there are people out there that care, and that you need to take care of yourself before anything else. Sorry, I can't get this frog in my throat to clear. Yeah, Coke isn't really going to help it, but my water's over there and I don't want to get it right this second. I'm going to finish my Coke, and then the rest of the day I'm going to be drinking my water. And I think after I get done here, I'm actually going to sneak away and go to some Goodwills. Yes, I said plural, because I would like to try to find, and knowing my luck, I'm never lucky to find things, treasure. So another YouTube friend of mine, Kim from Fortunate Creations with Kim, she goes live every morning at I believe it's 8:30 her time, which is Eastern, because she's in upstate New York. So every morning at 7:30, I'm flipping my phone on. Well, if I wake up early enough, I'll watch K&K Crochet's videos that they put out right now in July. And then if I have enough time, I'll watch Mama Wench. And then about 7:30, I'm either stopping a video and flipping over to Kim's live and hanging out with them for a little bit. And where's I going with that? Oh, poop. I don't know where I was going with it. Why was I mentioning Kim from Crochet? Fortunate Creation. What does she do that I was going to talk about? Oh, treasure hunting. There we go. See, it took me a second. Squirrel! Oh my goodness, my brain. I tell you what, it's a struggle being in my head sometimes. And I thought I wouldn't have enough to talk about today. I'm at 35 minutes, plus the other video that I have to add on to this one from earlier. I think that one was like 10 minutes, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. But anyway, she goes treasure hunting. And she goes to Salvation Army and Goodwill and some other places in her area. There are a bunch of thrift stores in my area, but I don't know where they're all at. Because, you know, when you try to Google thrift stores on Google Maps, it doesn't always find all of them. And I would like to find ones that are out here in my neck of the woods and not downtown and in the sketchier parts of town. Excuse me. There's a certain area of town I don't like to go past. So, I don't know, because the parking gets kind of hairy, like, you know, just because I have a Ford Expedition Max. So it's not the regular Ford Expedition, it's the Max. It's the big mama. I love my car. It's brand new too, so I'm blessed and lucky to have that amazing, beautiful car that I have. It's a white, so it's actually a, I can't remember what it's called, tri-coat white. Anyway, it's got sparkles. It sparkles in the sunshine, y'all. And who doesn't love sparkles, right? I love sparkles. And oh my goodness, I seriously googly eye or whatever the word is, like gush over my car when I see it sparkle in the sun. And then it has what's called a stuff package on it. So the rims of the car are black or darkened, not the chromey. And then like the lights have a bit of a darker, instead of like a clear, it has more of like a charcoaly. It's got the stuff package on it. I don't know what else to say. And then like it's got the word Expedition in black letters on the front hood and the back, not just the back where you see it, but also on the hood. And then we're gonna get the windows tinted eventually. Hopefully not too much longer, but eventually. But anyway, I want to go treasure hunting. I want to try and find some, I don't know, see what I can find for crochet books. I may not necessarily do any of the patterns from them, but I've really enjoyed watching people like Juan the Yarn Addict and Kim from Fortunate Creations. Fortune Knit. Knit has like, it's Knit, like knit. It's so imaginative how she came up like that with that. But yeah, from her channel and Juan, and I'm not sure if I've seen it from other people's or not. I don't think so, but I really enjoyed that. I'm like, I got Goodwills. And then a lot of people are finding yarn hauls, like people getting rid of yarn and they just take them to Goodwill. And I'm like, I need to go see if I can find something like that. I don't need yarn, but I want more. And I mean, if you can find it for a deal at a Goodwill, heck yeah. All right, so I'm at the end of my white color change, or my color area. So I'm gonna switch it to the blue and do a couple stitches and actually put it down, and then call it a video. But I need to get the blue real quick. Oh, it still pulls pretty gently. Okay. So all I do is I don't slip knot it or anything. I just start about in here and leave that long tail to knot it with the white one. And then I was going to sew them in, but then like I said, because I'm leaving these long tails, it's leaving a little bit of a fringe, and it's making me kind of want to put a fringe on it. I just am a little like, I'm second guessing myself, because usually when you put fringe on something, or when you see fringe on something, it's usually on the ends, not the sides of things. So I'm just kind of going, am I making the right choice? You know, and putting, hold on. And putting fringe on the side of the blanket instead of the ends. So yeah, I don't know. I'm an expert at second guessing myself. It is very easy. So that, ooh, I tightened that down. Yeah, it's not too bad. I made it a little tighter than I normally do with the knot, because it was just kind of going. What was I gonna say though? Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I'm very good at second guessing myself. And what's the word I was looking for? Being critical. Very self-critical of myself. Like, there's a project that I made, and I ended up making it in honor of something, and I want to send it to somebody, and in my mind, it isn't perfect, and it's not like perfectly straight or anything, and it bugs me that it is that way, and that I want to send it to somebody, and I don't want to send something that's, you know, okay, I know nothing's perfect, you know, like, but I just don't want to send something to somebody that in my mind I don't I'm not happy with, if that makes sense. And now I know other people, you know, they receive gifts differently. And I receive gifts differently than how I feel about my own gifting of things, if that makes sense, you know? So, like, I guess when you're giving something to someone, you want to make sure it's your best. And because I'm self-critical of myself and I doubt myself, I'm having a hard time with this item that I want to send. Because it's got some character to it. It's got some quirks. I mean, I know this person, and they preach that they purposely put mistakes in their work. So I just need to think that it's going to be okay, and that they're going to receive it well, and they're going to appreciate the thought behind me making it, right? The thought that I had in making it. So, and you know what? I talked a little bit longer, and I went a little further, and now I'm just keep going. Because I got that far. I said I was going to do a stitch and put it down. So, now I'm drawing up a huge loop, just so it doesn't get pulled out by accident. And I'm going to, I'm impressed at how much I'm getting out of these blankets. I mean, not blankets, skeins of yarn for this blanket. Like, I'm this far into the blanket, and I just added on my second white. My second red got added on in here towards the last row, and I'm going to have to add in my second blue here before I finish this next section of blue. And I'm gonna say that's a third of my blanket done. So I feel like I'm gonna go buy one of each color, right? And I should be able to get the rest of the blanket out of that. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to get at least one of each color. Do I go and buy two? Help me out. Leave that in the comments down below and let me know. And who knows, maybe I will have already gone and bought this before you guys before I can get an answer. So, oh goodness. Okay. I'm gonna check out of here today, and I'm gonna go Goodwill hunting. That sounds like a movie. Isn't it a movie, Goodwill Hunting? No. Yeah, it is. Ooh, I just got a shiver. Alright, y'all, so remember, it's a beautiful day to be kind and positive and put a smile on somebody's face. It's not that hard. I mean, just make a joke. Give them a hug. And remember to go out and make beautiful things. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, friends.